The first live Keeping It Casual podcast will be live from DeJa Vu.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, all right. Keep them coming.
I'm sex-excited already.
You're starting to sweat. You're sex-excited.
I'm sex-excited.
Okay, let's see. Okay, my man wants to tie me up. How do we do this where I can stay involved, or am I just supposed to lay there?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Stand up, girl.
Not break the microphone.
Hey, what's up? I'm MJ.
And I'm Bree.
And we're just a couple of Vegas girls.
Living the not-so-Vegas life.
Yeah, but we're not regular Vegas girls.
We're cool Vegas girls. Kinda.
And this is the Keeping It Casual podcast.
Where we talk about everything and nothing all at once. Let's do it.
I like when you sang it out.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I love that stupid movie.
All right, what's going on, guys?
Afternoon. It's not morning. Woo!
It is afternoon because it is a special guest episode today.
Yes, it is.
We have one of the hottest experts in Las Vegas in here with us right now.
Yay!
Welcome, Alicia.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, my name's Alicia. I'm from DeJa Vu Adult Emporium here in Las Vegas.
And
Yes.
so, being a sexpert, how long have you worked there?
It's been close to 8 years now.
Okay.
Wow.
8 years.
That's awesome.
So for those of them that don't know, it's right across from the Orleans Casino, right?
On Tropicana in Arville.
Okay, and you guys are open 24 hours.
Oh yeah, we never close. Never ever, rain or shine.
It's honestly, I love that store. It's clean, it's big, it's,
you.
I'm in Henderson and there's one that's just kind of like right around the corner from my house, and I went in there once and I just noped it right out of there. But like when I go to the Adult Emporium, I'm like, okay, I need these tights, these eyelashes, this thing right here. And
We do have like a lot of everything, it seems.
Yeah, and it's a fun stop when you're in Vegas if you
Yeah.
want to have a sexy time. I mean, they have games, they've got DVDs, they've got toys, and they have experts.
and there's an arcade.
Experts. Oh yeah, we'll have to get into that too. But also, this is today we're going to be drawing. Listen to the end of the episode. We're going to be drawing our monthly Keeping It Casual swag giveaway and bonus hookup from our sponsor from DeJa Vu this month, and our sexpert. She's throwing in some goodies as well.
Yes, she is. We are going to give you better sex in 2019.
Here's to that episode. So every episode we have a guest, we give it a song title. So
Yes.
we already got it.
Let's talk about
Sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me.
Yes, let's do it. I mean,
All
that's
right.
that's what we're gonna do. So, first of all, we like to play a few little getting to know you questions, but and then we're gonna get into some really cool listener submitted questions.
Yes.
We got a lot of hot, juicy ones. We were like, oh, damn.
Ooh,
Yes.
I'm excited.
So
Can't wait to hear.
we're gonna have a fun sex Q&A with Alicia. But first of all, DeJa Vu, I'm sure you've seen some wild scenarios. Give us some weird stuff that's happened there. Give us some weird stuff.
Some weird stuff that's happened at the store. Oh my gosh.
Or the
Okay.
latest.
It's always hard to think of things like offhand because, a lot of people think that weird things happen all the time because it's a sex shop, but it's actually like we just get a lot of young people and couples. It's very rare that we have some crazy crap going down there.
Okay.
Really? Right.
I mean, we do have like our regulars that we have to like constantly kick out, but I feel like it's like turned into like a family thing. There's one guy named Richard Simmons, because he looks exactly like Richard Simmons, but he's a little I don't even know how to put it. He's a little character, that's for sure. We had to kick him out many times, but it's turned into like a love thing. We go up to him, we're like, Richard, you can't be here. Okay?
What does he do? Does he come in and like jerk off in the hall or what?
We've caught him in the arcade before just acting sketchy. And we always like to make it like a comfortable environment so we don't allow people to like just hang out and stare at customers.
Yeah.
And he was like one of those. It was just like following customers around,
Oh.
staring at them. So we always want to make it comfortable in there. So we're just like, listen, bro, you gotta go. Like, you're like looking really weird right now. You look like Richard Simmons hit a downfall real hard. But he comes in periodically and it turns into like a, hey Richard, like, you can't be here, Richard. Like we're gonna need you to leave. And that's I don't even know his real name. He just Richard Simmons.
That's okay. He probably is Richard Simmons. There's like
right?
a whole podcast about how Richard Simmons has disappeared and nobody knows where he
that's
is.
right.
so-
Did he ever reappear?
No.
Oh well, maybe
But
that
that's-
is Richard.
Yeah. We found him. He's
Damn,
DeJa
we need to get
Vu.
an autograph.
So I don't. If many people don't know what the arcade, I mean, they're probably thinking like a kid's arcade.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is?
So part of me really wishes it was like an arcade because there's sex games out there that
Yeah.
you can play online, but it's really just like individual booths where you can watch movies in it.
And have some privacy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you go in there as like a couple?
So we don't allow two people to go into the booth because
You don't wanna-
watching porn and
Yeah,
then,
and then-
things happen.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're the green door.
Yeah, pretty much. We can't be that. We can't.
Yeah.
That's what the green door is for.
Yeah. Another little exhibition sex place to go.
Not that I've been there, but
Well, you know.
but I've totally been there. I don't even care. One of my ex-boyfriends was a porn star, and he liked the green door.
Listen, all I'm saying is you only live once. Why not try
Exactly.
everything at least once?
Exactly.
Yeah. Except the hard limits. There's certain things that I won't even try.
Yeah, there's always a break for everything. So
Yeah, definitely. So what are some of like the most popular selling sex toys right now?
You know what has been like a new hot thing that like we can barely keep on the shelves? I know it's like very cliche to say, but it's actually very, very true. It's like always selling out. There's this company called Femme Fun, and they sell some like of the strongest toys that you've ever felt. Like even the magic wand doesn't really compare to like how strong this sucker is, and it's tiny. It's like a palm-sized bullet.
Oh,
It's freaking incredible, yeah. And so like it's something like I can barely even handle, and I have so many toys. It's like you think over time you get numb to it. No, this sucker I don't even use it because it's too strong for me.
Wow.
So like new company Femme Fun, they are like hitting the game strong with that one.
I actually heard that FemFun is a feminist-owned company. I think I heard that. I'm pretty sure I heard that on either Sex with Emily or Dan Savage's podcast.
Okay.
I think I heard that.
nice.
So what about like, I'm going to ask you because I for the first time, I've had a Lilo Tour 2, the C-ring, forever. Never used it. And so on my birthday, I looked at my boyfriend and I was like,
Special day.
babe. I didn't bring it on purpose. It was just in my overnight bag. No, I swear to God. It was in my overnight bag because I had brought it over to his house once and then we just never used it. So it was still in the overnight bag and something started vibrating. I was just like, oh, should we get something fun going on here?
Was it me? I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, so I like it was in my overnight bag and I was like digging in there for something because I was gonna like I don't know. We were getting ready to like wind down and go to bed and I was like, can we use it?
Look what I found.
Amazing experience. Is there anything better than that?
It was a cock ring?
It was, yeah. So it's the Tour 2 is like that's one of the higher ones because it's Lilo.
Yeah, I know, right? I've heard two different versions. I've been in the industry for like 8 years. I've heard Lalo and Lilo.
I like
It's like
Lilo.
a Swedish company. So I'm like,
I'm gonna go with Lalu.
I like Lilo. So yeah, I mean it's like almost $200 for this fucking cock ring, but you know I didn't pay that much for it.
Literally a fucking cock ring. Okay.
cock ring. You know what? My favorite cock ring is one by WeVibe. It's called
I love WeVibe.
Yes, I like. Okay, the reason why I like it too is because the silicone's nice and thick as well on it, which a lot of people seem to think that you want thin silicone, so it's super stretchy, but that sucker needs to stay on during some rear sex.
Yeah.
And then also you can control it with your phone. It's an app controlled device.
It's app controlled like the couples toy,
Yeah, like the
U-shaped
WeVibe.
one.
Yeah, like the
U-Vibe.
WeVibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. They have a few different ones that are app controlled. So I think that's just kind of nifty that it's
I think it is. I actually have Kegel balls that are app controlled. We talked about it in one of our previous episodes.
Nice.
Are those a Bloom by WeVibe?
No, the G balls.
Oh, the G balls. Oh my god.
It comes with an app for it, and it's like a Fitbit
track.
for your vagina, so it can like
The Fitbit for your vagina. We did talk
Yeah,
about
we
that.
talked about
before.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like
Oh my
my
God.
partner, if I was using it, my partner could go onto my app and see if I was doing my Kegels properly, and he could just like,
Motivate you.
yeah, he could be like, "Do you want this dick tonight? Then you better do your job."
A little working out.
Oh, you're just sitting there in a meeting. You're like, oh,
And the thing is, with the G balls, that he can control it too, so he could like make it vibrate really quick.
like
if he
what,
want-
like
yeah.
it, like from his across the. He's across the city, and he's
Fucking yeah,
wow.
The crazy stuff they come up with, yeah.
I love it.
That is fucking killer. Okay, all right. Before we dive into these listener questions, and I'm just over here like breathing heavy into the mic.
Tell me all about the toys.
Alicia promised to share her BDSM quiz results. Well, we've had a few guests lately, and they were like, "Oh, I forgot to take that test," because they tried to take the long version, and we're like, "Take the short version."
So the long version is just.
I took both because I thought they might have been different. So I took the long version at first. I'm like, what are these questions in here? But then you sent me the thing. You're like, take the short one. I was like, okay, maybe it's like a little bit different.
Did it come out the same?
Yeah, pretty much
figured
did.
it would.
It pretty much did, yeah.
Okay, so we took it episode 5 and 6. We got into the BDSMquiz.org. So you guys take it. It's so fun.
It is. Take it with your partner. Take it by yourself. Take it wherever.
Okay. All right,
Take it
Alicia,
on the
lay
go.
it on us. What did you get?
So my results were 100% brat. I was just listening to the episode where you were talking about that. That's so funny. Yes.
We exist.
That's hilarious. 100%, huh?
100% brat. And then I got 99% for rope bunny and 98% for submissive.
Hell yeah. You got girl.
Yeah. That's so fun. I got
Bonding.
100% of switch, and then like the next biggest one, I forget the line, was rope.
It was
bunny.
rope bunny, yeah.
And then like exhibitionism, which made sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got voyeurism as like almost 75%. So like,
Oh, damn.
which is funny because I've never. Well, I used to go to the Green Door. I guess
I went for the other reason.
I'm like, you can watch me. It's okay.
Don't touch me. Back up. That's so funny. And what did you learn from it? Were you like, were you a little shocked by anything?
It started to make sense. A lot of things.
Yeah.
Me and Chad's sex life, I was like, okay, I can see that. I've definitely been like that. I'm definitely very much like, like
Bratty.
A sassy submissive.
yeah, pretty much like manhandle me, but I'm gonna run away.
You gotta catch me.
Yep.
I was telling MJ a story. Actually, when we had Nudia in, I talked about this story with my boyfriend where I was sassing him because I wanted him to punish me. I fucking wanted it, and he was just
Give it to me.
Yeah.
You girls are asking for a little bit of aggression. I see what's going on here.
Yep.
Yes.
But instead of coming out straightforward to it, you just sass him a little bit, and then you get exactly what you want. You get that throat around the neck and the spanking.
The rise of the brats. I like it.
I'm trying to look for Chad's right now because I'm like, okay,
Throat around the neck.
I know he sent it
Hand
to
around the
me,
neck.
and I think it matched me pretty well.
He was a
That's-
brat tamer.
I think he was like 100% or 99%. Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
Chris had the voyeur versus the exhibitionism where we had, but he also had, I think, rope buddy in his too. I was like, well, who's gonna save us? Who's gonna tie each other up?
Take him to the green door. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah, I've taken him there on a Valentine's Day or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Surprise, babe.
There was this. I hate 50 Shades of Grey, but I finally watched the third movie.
Oh, props to you. I haven't seen any.
There was a scene. Oh God,
You don't need
there
it.
was a scene in the
gonna be like,
third
"What is
movie that
this?"
I was like, this is the hottest thing ever, and it ended up being like she got pissed at him and stopped. But she was like tied, handcuffed up, blindfolded, and he was using a vibrator on her and like doing orgasm control.
That was hot. Didn't she have her underwear on? And he was
Yeah,
like
and he
putting the
was doing-
vibrator on.
yeah,
So,
yes.
that was hot.
Oh my
And
god.
she
was
was
tied
doing
up.
orgasm control. He was like, "You're not allowed to come yet," and I was just like, "Oh my God, I want
Sounds like a
That
really
was
nice
hot.
fantasy.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that one. I would say me and Chris, we talked about this before. Me and Chris watched it just to be like, all right. We ended up like drinking a bottle of wine and like just joking because it was so stupid and over the top. Like, but it
Yeah.
ended up leading to hot sex because it was just like, this is ridiculous.
Like, we could do it way better than this movie.
we have way more chemistry than these two."
it got us playful and laughing about it, and it was, I don't know. Did you find us?
yeah, I did. I did
Okay.
finally. Okay, so his is pretty funny because he has a lot at 100%.
Oh, does he?
I completely forgot. Yeah, so for 100%, he got brat tamer.
Woohoo.
He got dominant.
That's funny.
He got degrader.
That goes hand in hand with a little bit of the brat.
Oh yeah, totally.
Rigor, what is rigor again? I don't
Rigor,
remember
that's
that.
what Chris got for the rope bunnies.
Oh, okay, yeah. It says
He wants to tie you up.
and
Wants to tie you up,
restrain.
so you want to be tied up.
Yeah.
He wants to tie you up.
Yes,
Okay, that makes
that
perfect
was his
match.
balance.
I feel like people should do this on the first date.
you know what? I haven't made my boyfriend take this quiz yet.
Oh, you got to.
I do. He needs to. It's time.
It was fun to compare, like, you know?
Hannah was like, "Oh, really? You like that?"
Yeah. Well, it's good to have it confirmed too, and you're like, okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
All right. So yeah, we asked on Twitter, we asked on Instagram, and people dropped in some questions. So you ready? We got a whole big bag of them.
I hope I'm ready.
Ready, set, go.
Let's see.
Better sex in 2019.
More orgasms, hopefully, for people.
Yes. All of the orgasms, please.
Bringing in the big O.
Okay, so I have a rape fantasy. How do I talk to my boyfriend about that? Best ways to ease into role playing.
Ooh.
So best way to talk to him about a rape fantasy. I'm like, other people may have different opinions about this, other sexperts, but I am a big fan of talking. In every relationship, you should be very open with each other
agree.
because if you don't match sexually, where can it go from there? Really.
Yeah. Oh,
so, best way, other people might have better ways to ease into it, but best way is to be like, hey, this is what I'm really into. Are you willing to fulfill that fantasy for me?
Yeah.
Be like, I'm going to jump in the shower and you run in the door and tell me, get out. And just drag me out of the shower
Put
and
on a
just have
mask.
your way with me. Yeah.
And you know what?
Let's play burglar.
Dan Savage calls them ravishing fantasies. So maybe bring it up in that way instead.
Yeah.
Don't be like, I want you to.
Softer word.
Yeah, softer word. A softer word,
There
even
you
though
go.
it is what it is. And you know what? You are the one setting the scene. At the end of the day,
Control.
you're in control of everything.
Yeah, or you could even do something fun, like let's go out to a bar together. I'm gonna go in first, sit down and grab a drink. You go
Yeah.
sit across from me and
Like
like,
stranger game.
yes, stranger game.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Me
is
trying
fun.
to wanting to do that. Like I bought wigs and everything. I was like, I'm just gonna go to the bar with this wig on.
Did you guys pull
You're
it
going to be
off?
like, I am Natasha.
Yeah, send the hot guy down there some tequila.
The sad thing is, I really wanted to do that, but then I have kids, so it's like always finding the babysitter
Oh, I know.
to watch, and then you have to I would never drink and drive. He would never either.
So it would
it's like,
have to be like, it would have to be a situation where you guys could get a hotel room
Yep.
and make it like a whole like
Staycation.
anniversary
pretty much.
staycation type thing.
Ooh,
You like
especially-
slide him the key. Oh,
Oh, or just like playing with the bartender. Then you got to show your ID. Be like, you guys got the same last names.
right? Actually, I don't.
Yeah.
I haven't changed mine yet. It's been
hey,
like
there
3
you
years.
go. Perfect.
All the cards you have to change, all your bills. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Just
Forget
keep my
it.
last name. I'm
Own
married to
it.
him. That's enough.
Oh, well, then you guys got it. You got to do this.
Yes.
I like that, and saying, using the right words when you're communicating.
Yeah.
Everybody wants. I like that. I call it the burglar. I say, babe, let's play burglar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be vacuuming. You're just like run in the front door, tackle me.
Yeah, I don't know. That is actually, from what I've read, that is a very common fantasy with women too.
Yeah.
So it's just, don't be ashamed of your kinks.
Yeah, and if it's done
Embrace
safely,
them.
Yeah,
Okay.
embrace them.
awesome. All right, let's keep it rolling.
Next question.
Good question.
What else I got? I've heard about products that make you last longer. Do they really work? And which product do you recommend? So we do have quite a few products that do make men last longer. None on the market I can think of for women because, it takes us forever anyways.
Yeah, no.
God,
Don't need
I
to
know.
last longer, that's for sure.
No.
I think that was actually a male listener.
I think that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I printed that one out. I was like, okay, I got
No,
you.
there definitely is a lot on the market, and they work extremely well. There's a lot of different strengths, though. So a lot of times it's lidocaine and benzocaine. That's what they use, and you have like up to 10%. I think there's one that's like 13% as well. So it just depends on how sensitive you are.
Is this promescent?
Yes, promescent. So that's the one I'd recommend because it's actually developed by doctors.
Oh.
And when it comes to the sex industry, anything developed by doctors, I'm on board with.
Yes.
I'm more willing to use because it's a professional when it comes to
Yeah.
your genitals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I've actually heard that one of the things about cock rings too is it constricts. So it constricts the blood flow, so it helps them last longer. Is that true, or is that a myth in the world?
Oh, no, that's definitely true. Although
Okay.
the thing with cock rings is like you can't keep it on for longer than half an hour because it does keep blood flow in your penis, but at the same time, it's cutting off blood flow.
Oh.
Okay, here's a dumb question.
Never.
Sometimes, because I've had a few different size ones. Do you,
Give it to me, girl.
sometimes I was like, is this going to fit around your cock and your balls, or does it just go around the
Like
base?
the really big ones.
Yeah. No, there
Are
are
they
some that for around your balls as well. So you put
Okay,
it around the test. You could, I mean, there's so many different ways you could use them. You could either put it around the shaft, around just the balls, or around both. And the funny thing, I'm glad you brought that up, is that, so, you know, working at the store, I see guys buy a lot of things, and guys are the ones that are not very open.
No.
So they won't come back and tell you how amazing a product was or how they didn't like a product. So you have to like pull it out of them sometimes. And so a guy was buying one that was advertised to go around your penis and your testicles. And I was like, you got to tell me, like, is it just for show? Is it just to make everything look more prominent? And he's like, no, it's to like increase my orgasm. He said it's to make his orgasm last longer. And I was like, how? And so he said that, like, you know, when a man orgasms, which I've seen with Chad, their balls kind of go back up into them.
Yeah,
And so putting the cock ring around their testicles keeps it down and applies a pressure that makes their orgasm more intense.
I know.
And
If
I
you
tried
give
that
them a
with
little,
Chad.
give them a little grip around there.
Yeah, you
while
could,
they're-
grab and pull it down a little bit.
yeah, that'll, yeah.
Ooh.
So
I
handy with the
tried
balls
that
as
with
they're
Chad,
coming.
and he said it worked really freaking well.
Okay, because I remember there was one, and it was like I was. I just remember Chris, probably something you put in a goodie bag, and he was just like, this is not going around my balls too. I think it's most. We were just like, all right, let's just this thing.
That's the fun part, though. It's like exploring, right? Like, where does this go? Let's just try this out.
Actually have some really a really beautiful big one that's made from wood.
Ooh.
Yes. And of
What?
course it doesn't splinter or anything, but
They seal it really well.
they seal it
Wow.
really well, but they're beautiful.
Wow. So just
Baby-
for pictures.
Baby, guess what we're doing tonight?
Okay. Oh God. All right. Hit us.
But yeah,
What you got?
they do really work. Promescent. That's the one I'd recommend.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
You knew that.
Depending if you're a girl or a boy, actually, we might have to throw some of that in some of the swag giveaway.
yeah.
You never know what DeJa Vu is going to have for this month's swag giveaway. Woo.
Never know.
Make sure you're reviewing us on iTunes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so what is one of the top lubes to use?
Ooh.
So my favorite, and actually the next, like the little question under this question is, are there any lubes that can mess up your pH balance? Which if you are super sensitive, yeah, there are some. So like the beautiful thing with like this sexual awakening that we're starting to have in this generation or this past few years is that like they're making things more body conscious, especially for women. And one of my favorite ones is actually by Wicked. They have
okay.
Wicked sensitive lube, and then they also have one that's their like toy lube, but they're both pH balanced.
Oh.
And the beautiful thing is that they're not sticky.
Yeah.
They're not sticky. They don't leave any residue. They're not goopy. I remember the days of like when I was like 17, 18, and I would go to like Walgreens to buy a lubricant.
You
It
buy
was like,
KY jelly.
oh my God, and Astroglide. And it's like you felt dirty afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, let me go ahead and just like take a shower. It's like, goop
One-
down there.
One of my favorite
Ugh.
ones I've noticed is Uber Lube.
Oh my God, the Germans always doing it so well.
Uber Lube is like a silicone water hybrid, right?
No, it's just pure silicone. It's like extremely
But it feels
pure.
like a water-based lube. It's
Yeah,
this
so
lube is
silky.
amazing.
Wow.
And I've heard Uber Lube. Now I haven't tried it myself because
Uber lube.
yes, and it has like the two like
Like the little dot.
Yep.
Yes. I've heard that it's very. That's if you are gonna do water play, that is the lube to use for
Yeah,
water
no,
play.
definitely. It's nice. and-
Silicone for
Yeah.
water, like your hot tub.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Use
okay.
Shower sex.
Shower sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you're just going for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Silicone lube.
Yes.
Silicone lube. Okay. Because it's silicone, water based, and then is it just
You have
all
like
different-
hybrid, which is like a mix of the two.
Okay.
And then you have some people who use oil, but I'm never a big
Like coconut oil.
yeah, like
Yeah.
coconut oil.
I've tried that before because I was that's a good question that I was going to do is because I like coconut oil if you want to do a full body massage.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to go, you got it all over your fucking hands, you got it all over, all over their cock, right? And then you know, you want to give them some head or whatever, and it's just like, ugh, you know, it's like, and does that, you know, is that bad internal? But I hear that's pretty safe. But it
it's
doesn't
very
last.
natural. It's very natural
Yeah.
for everything actually. I mean, I'm not gonna down coconut oil at all. I
Yeah.
personally don't like it, but that's just me.
Yeah, the
all
flavor
personal
was
taste.
not good.
But what about like NURU massage oil? That can,
Holy shit.
I know, but I've heard that can also be used as lube. Or
Oh, yeah.
because you're doing full body massage with NURU, full body naked massage.
That's what I want. And be like, okay, I don't wash
Naked.
my hands. I'm gonna come back and fuck
See.
you.
The
Yeah.
NURU massage oil is so dense you have to mix it with water
Yes.
Oh.
to get it going.
It's amazing in the shower. Like me and Chad love love using NURU.
The whole point is NURU is you're supposed to be completely naked. Your partner's supposed to be completely naked, and you use whatever crevice, body part, whatever to massage.
Oh yeah,
so that's what I was gonna say. Is it okay for the lube afterwards, or do you like?
No,
okay,
no,
let's
definitely.
Go shower
It's a
off and...
seaweed base.
Oh,
Okay.
Seaweed base. So it has like a slight seaweed smell to it, but I don't care. I'm rubbing and touching, and so that's the last thing on my mind. The last thing on my mind. But it's like, if you've never tried NURU and you've been curious, you need to freaking try NURU.
We're gonna link to DeJa Vu's website on the show notes, and we will we'll put down some of the names of these products that every product we're talking about. We're gonna make sure we link to the website too, so you guys can
try it.
Yeah. Now with NURU though, you don't want to use your good sheets, right?
Definitely. Well,
Like
I mean,
put down like a plastic shower curtain.
you definitely want to. Okay, the reason why you want to like put down like a shower curtain, I mean, they make like special NURU ones, but I mean, just go to the dollar store and get a shower curtain. Is because part of it's like you're not supposed to use your hands at all. Like it's a Japanese, I believe it's Japanese based, the NURU massaging. And so you're supposed to just be using your body to rub up against each other, and the shower curtain or like the plastic covering aids in that because it adds to the slipperiness. You know, just
it's like a slip
sliding all
and
over.
slide. Okay,
pretty much sexual slip and slide.
trip it all over your boobs and just
Everywhere.
Yes, that's really what
everywhere.
it is. You just like go up on the back, start rubbing the nipples.
There's your challenge. There's your better sex challenge. The no hand massage.
Yep, 2019. That's what you guys all need to be doing.
First challenge. Let's keep some challenge ideas popping up. All right, the no-handed massage.
Next question.
Oh, sorry. So, should you use different lube for anal and vaginal intercourse? Oh, this is the 4-part question.
Yeah. Lube is extremely important. Always have a good lube by the
Yes,
bedstand.
definitely. And you're never too young for lube. There's that whole stigma that it's like, oh, you know, like I'm only 18. My vagina's all wet.
No.
Like, I've personally had a dry vagina since I hit puberty, and it all has to do with hormonal imbalance. And like, I think there's like a shot that you can get, but like we all know how I feel about needles.
Well, what if you want to do like a nice fun handy? You know,
Exactly. You should always have lube.
yeah. You
Spit is not always something to rely on.
Please don't
If
use
you're
spit.
like me and you get really, really stoned, spit does not work.
I know, you're like,
Cod mouth. No.
a lot of water.
Okay, now that we're talking about that real quick, I gotta throw that in there. How about some lube? Say you're starting with a handy, then you want to give them some head. What's a good tasty lube?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I swear to God, I don't work for Wicked, but they have some freaking delicious lubes. They have one called Southern Peach, and I absolutely hate peach flavored things, but they got it like good with this one.
Okay.
There's also like Wet came out with a new one called Whipped Cream, and it tastes spot on like whipped cream.
Yeah.
And I know there'll be people out there like, oh, why don't you just use regular whipped cream? And it's like, 'cause it's got sugar in
Don't
it.
do that.
Yeah.
Don't
throw
put
off,
that.
Don't throw off your pH balance.
Don't do that to yourself.
Okay, so back to
Yeah, that's not good
Back to
internally.
anal vaginal lube. Can you use the same lube?
Personally, I have one by Wicked.
Hey, it's
I
all
forgot.
good.
They're just really good company, guys.
Sponsored by
you should try it. They have one that's called their jelly lube, and it's like this thick water-based lubricant. So a lot of times people think you have to use a silicone for anal because it does last longer. But if you get a really good water-based one, especially jelly, it works really, really well. And I've used that for vaginal and anal sex.
Okay.
And it's long lasting. Freaking love that one. But I mean, some people just love silicone. It all depends on what you like personally. And a lot of times people, when they come in and they ask me, oh, what's a good one to use? I'll recommend something, but you may go home. You may not like what I like. You may have to just come back in and try something different.
Or get the full treat. Get the silicone, get the hybrid,
Yep.
get the water.
Grab
get 'em
everything.
all.
Grab the peach lube.
The peach wicked lube. Okay.
Yep.
The wicked peach.
Get the Uber lube for anal.
Uber
Yeah,
lube.
Uber
And
lube.
get
That's
the-
also a really good one.
What was it? The Japanese?
The
challenge?
NURU?
NURU massage. Okay.
All right.
Next question.
If anybody hits that no hand massage challenge, we want to hear from
Let
you.
us know.
Please email
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Feedback at keepingitcasualpodcast.
I'm gonna work on that with my mans. Like, babe, let's do this.
Tonight's on.
Tonight is on. He doesn't even know
Oh,
it
it's
yet.
Saturday night.
It
Ooh.
is.
Okay, so I really like dirty talk. How do I get my girlfriend to feel comfortable with it? Oh man, that's a really good one.
Ooh, from a dude too.
Yeah, from a not to sound rude or anything, but it's a hard one because women are very hard to persuade into doing certain things.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hate to be like a broken record, but I mean, what's the harm in just asking, "Hey, babe, I really like this. It would turn me on. It would help me orgasm. Like, can you try this for me?" Maybe start off slow though. Like I've heard some people get into some pretty nasty talking during sex.
Yeah.
So don't expect her to like go full blown into
No.
it.
I'm sure if she's not doing it right now, it might be a comfort thing. So I think one of the best ways to get into dirty talk is 3 steps. Just say what you're doing. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you. I'm fucking the shit out of you. Oh, I just fucked the shit out of you.
Yes, and how does it feel?
Yeah.
And don't expect any degrading dirty talk right away.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Just like, yeah.
It's a slow building.
There she is. It's just tell them what you're doing.
Just tell them what you're doing.
I like that.
I'm
That's
gonna
a good.
suck your fucking cock. I sucked your cock. I'm sucking your cock. You know, just tell them exactly what you're doing. There you go.
And as a
Easy
guy,
way.
encourage like the entire even if say like deep down you're like, okay, I don't really like the way she said that. You should still be like, oh yeah, babe, yeah.
yeah, just make her feel comfortable with it.
Okay, I have a funny story with dirty talk. I learned a little younger, and I remember telling my friend, I was like, this guy is talking dirty to me, and I don't really know how to reciprocate. Like what I say, she's like, well, whatever you do, just don't say dick. I mean, this is 20-year-olds having a discussion. She's like, because it's very juvenile. She's like, so always say cock. Anytime you say cock, they love to hear cock. And I'm like, okay.
Let me try it.
I know what you say whatever. It's how you say it. The right way to say it. But I just remember like giving it a shot, and I was like, oh, cock.
It didn't flow naturally, did it?
No, and it didn't even come with any other sentences. It was just like, literally when she was like, just say cock, I was like, oh, cock. And I was like, that was not good.
I use penis actually, and it's more so like the brat in me because Chad hates that word. He fucking hates it. So when we're having sex, I'll be like, yeah, put your penis.
That's
He's just like,
funny.
shut the hell up.
See, my boyfriend, when he wants dirty talk, he eases into it really, really good. Maybe this is just pointer for you, person who emailed us. He'll just be like, if I'm going down on him or whatever, he'll just be like, you like sucking that fucking cock, don't you? Okay, there you go.
yeah.
Now I know where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Throw a little F-bomb into whatever you're saying. And
Yeah.
that
It sounds
usually-
dirty.
It does. It makes it a little dirtier when you say fuck with it.
Yes. Dirty talk is hot though. It has to
Yes.
be comfortable.
Yes.
And that's that's some great tips.
Nice. So you
I-
want to come work for us at DeJa Vu Adult Emporium?
Maybe.
We need to have that's where the first live Keeping It Casual podcast
Yeah.
session will be.
Yeah.
Hosted at DeJa Vu.
That would be a lot of fun. We're going to have you guys come out on like a Friday night when all the fun happenings are happening.
Yes. Some sexperts.
Yes.
This is happening. It's official. I'm putting it down.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
we should.
Okay.
I know the girls would freaking love it.
Oh my God.
That
We're
would be
gonna happen.
so fun.
Okay, it's happening.
And then we
It's
do, like,
done.
I mean, given that they're okay, if we like see a couple, like we could try and interview them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
There's some very open couples there. That's why you rarely find one that's kind of like, don't look at me. I'm in the corner. Don't look at me.
All right. The first live Keeping It Casual podcast will be
Oh my
live
God,
from
that sounds like a
DeJa Vu.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay. All right.
I'm
All
so
right, let's
excited.
go. Keep 'em
I'm
coming.
sex-cited already.
Starting to sweat. You're so excited.
I'm sex-cited.
Okay, let's see. Okay, my man wants to tie me up. How do we do this where I can stay involved, or am I just supposed to lay there?
This was actually from a coworker of
Yeah.
ours.
Oh, okay.
We were like, "Do you have any questions for our sexpert?" And she seemed kind of frustrated, like, "Yeah, she wants to please him too, but he wants to tie her up." And she's like, "Well, I mean, I don't know.
Do I just lay there?
What do we do?"
So, with a lot of times with guys who like to, or even girls who like to tie up their spouses, that's what gives them pleasure. So we had a guy that worked at our store many, many moons ago, 8 years ago, and he was really into rope play. Like he was really into tying, but like extreme, like the intricate, beautiful rope tying designs.
Oh.
There was a sex club down here. I don't even think you call it a sex club, but there was a club down here where you could go, and that's what you would do is tie your partner up, and he would suspend her in the air, and it would take him like a good 2-3 hours to do it. But he enjoyed it so freaking much. So that's part of the enjoyment for them is tying you up. So you don't necessarily need to do anything. No, like that's what they love to do.
You just sit back. That probably
Yeah.
she might be a little bit more like dominance in nature, so it's a little
Aw.
hard for her to do
let go.
that.
She may, you know what, you're gonna
But
enjoy it. You should.
I was
just
like, "Girl,
try it.
you just chill." She's like,
Yeah.
I mean, how do I pleasure him?" And I guess
Yeah.
That's part of the pleasure for him.
Yeah. She
He's
needs
in
to watch
control.
that scene in 50 Shades of Grey that got
know.
me all turned on.
I know. Me too. Now I remember what you're talking. That's the only part of that movie I remembered.
Yes.
Is that one part?
Part 3 was so
It
terrible.
was so terrible.
Oh no. I may just have to watch them. I mean, I feel like in my profession, I probably should.
You need to binge all three
Binge
movies
all 3
now.
and you
Let's
and
get
you
really
and Chad
drunk.
could watch them together and then just be like, this is our sex is way better.
Put it on the store. Do you guys have like a movie like in the store
actually
where you can
we
watch
could.
live?
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
I should because we do like in the store. If you ever come in, we do have previews of porn playing.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of people who are like, "Oh my god, is that porn on the screen?" It's like, you know, we are a sex shop. We sell
Yeah.
porn, so some people will stand there and watch
You
them.
should just put
Do
50 Shades of
people
Grey
still
on though.
buy DVDs?
Such a huge question, but yes, they actually do. So we have you have your older generation who don't like the internet, don't use it, don't understand it, don't trust it, especially purchasing on it. So yeah, they'll come in. For some people, it's part of their daily routine. We have a couple of regulars who come in. They spend hours looking at DVDs. They'll buy like a huge stack of them and go home till next week or next month. Some people just love them. I personally watch DVDs as well, and my reason is a very time reason. So yeah, you can go on the internet and watch porn, but I don't have that much time to sit there and browse through a bunch of scenes, and you know you get stuck in the rabbit hole of I gotta find the perfect scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for me, like you get a DVD, it's only like an hour or two long, so you better come within that hour or two, or maybe find like a really good scene and you just always go to that one scene. But I've fallen down the rabbit hole of internet porn, and it's like 3 hours later. I'm not even exaggerating. My vagina's super numb.
Not only that, but with internet porn comes a lot of like spyware and pop-ups and
The government
Yeah.
sees what you're watching.
Or then you get down the rabbit hole and all of a sudden you close your computer, you're like, no, I'm super dirty. I can't even.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I've seen something I don't want. I can't unsee.
you click on a video and it's like some some brother sister role play kink and you're like, oh, that's
Yeah. What's happening here? Yeah. It gets
Government
weird.
logs it like I saw what you did.
I know. You're like, ah.
That's another thing too. You know, some people just don't want that stuff being recorded online. And yeah, good for you. You think you're an incognito tab, but they still see you.
They still see you. Yeah.
They see what they
They
want.
see everything.
That's right. So yeah,
But yeah, no, people do. We have
Uh-huh.
people who come in. There's one guy in
Interesting.
particular who comes all the way from Alaska, and he lives in an extremely remote part where there is absolutely no internet. So that's where he gets his stuff from. He buys DVDs.
And we do have a fabulous DVD to throw in the community.
Yes,
Have
we
you swag it with us?
My boyfriend, he has one DVD. He has one. That's all he's ever bought. But he had to come out here to buy it because he's from Utah.
Oh my God, my favorite place.
And apparently in Utah, the adult stores only sell like softcore porn.
Aw.
He told me this whole story, and he was like, "So I went to I turned 18, came out to Vegas, visited my family, went to the sex shop,
Nice.
bought a DVD." He's like, "I didn't even he didn't screen it. He just picked it up and was like, this is the one." He's like, "It's the weirdest fucking DVD I ever had."
There's some weird ones out there. Let me just say.
But he thought because it was like point of view blowjob, and he was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great."
Yeah.
And he was like, "But no, it's like the weirdest thing." He's like, "They make them lick the cum off of carpets." He's like,
Yeah.
"I did not do my research."
Yeah, you definitely have to stand there and actually look at it. Because there's some extreme ones out
Well,
there.
you think 18-year-old boy coming from Mormon, Utah.
All
When he
super
saw it, he's like,
excited.
Blowjob. Yeah.
Basically. He was like, "Yeah, that's
I
mine."
just came buying the DVD.
Oh man.
I love you, baby. Sorry.
DVD is still happening.
yes, definitely.
All right. All right. More.
Yes.
Oh,
It
this
is
one's
so
a pretty
hot.
Just
thick
keep
one.
giving it to us.
See, this is pretty thick one.
Oh.
Okay, this is okay.
Is there bullet points to it?
Yeah, there is.
Fantastic.
Okay, so
We typed up these questions very
Oh my God,
nicely.
my favorite. I have a real anal dilemma. So in the store, I mean, I'm known as the anal queen.
You
Because-
are.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Teach me about anal because
Okay,
I've got a lot
because
of questions.
I advocate for anal. Okay, if you're against it, then don't try it. Because quite honestly, you have to be really into it to even loosen up enough to have any type of enjoyment from it. So
Yes.
if you're just no the entire time, one, you obviously don't want to do it. You should never do anything you don't want to do. But also you're just gonna be tight the whole time. That just can make it painful.
Can
But
it
anal
break a
sex-
penis?
That's a really good question. I don't think so. No. Interesting. I know vaginas can break penises. There are some pretty
Yes.
strong ones out there. I forget what her name is, but there's a lady who can hold up a surfboard with her vagina.
Oh my gosh.
Don't make her mad, boys.
Talk about Kegel strength right there.
Yes, I'm like, damn.
That's insane.
I was like, you should do that. I'm like, screw you. Oh, okay. So if we have any time, I'll tell you guys a story about my Kegel balls and Chad's penis and his Kegel muscles. We had this bet. He won.
Oh,
Tell it now before we get
please.
please.
Okay.
So-
No, I need to hear this.
So I bought this Kegel set that looked like cute little cherries. There's like 5 of them in there because you start from the really light one, you go to the really heavy one. And it's by Shibari, if you guys ever really need
Wait,
good
one
Kegel
at
balls.
a time, or you just
one
keep
at a
stuffing
time.
them in there?
Oh no, one at a time.
Okay.
Because they had
Okay,
like
got
really
this
long
one.
strings where you could pop the suckers out. But like I was showing Chad, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with this really light one. He picked up. He's like, what the hell? Like that's way too light. And so he picked up the heaviest one because they range in color. And he's like, yeah, start with this one. I'm like, listen, bro, I just had kids. Like there's no goddamn way my vagina can hold that. And he's like, wow, you're weak. I'm like, shut the hell up.
You're like, yes, I am weak.
Yeah, right?
I
I am weak, but you're probably weak too, asshole. So we made this bet that he was like, I'm gonna put all those on my penis and I'll do like lifts, dick lifts. And so I'm like, you know what, motherfucker, you're on. So we bet something very intimate. And so there's one day where because they have pretty long like strings on them.
Mm-hmm.
So he wrapped them around his penis. He tied all five Kegel balls, and he did dick lifts. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is kind of a turn on, but damn, I lost.
Okay, hold on.
Huge turn on.
We have to have Chad on the first live one.
Yes.
Chad has to come on.
Okay.
Well,
We need to
prepare
prepare yourselves for Chad. I think I'm vulgar.
I love it. I have glass ones that I got from Lalo that
nice.
I love them. That's what I use. They're kind of big and heavy, but they
Good ones. We have some really good ones.
Yes. They give me the grips I want.
Okay, so now that we're talking about, I remember one of our questions is about Kegel balls, but since we brought them up, what's the idea? I think the question was like, how long do you want to hold them in? Like, what's the workout? Like, what's the deal? Like,
So
put 'em in and
what I've seen so far and what I've heard from different experts is half an hour. It should be like one of your regular workouts. So a lot of people forget that, your Kegel muscles are a muscle and every muscle should be worked out. And, there's that whole like loose vagina myth. And a lot of people seem to forget the opening of your vagina can never like get loose. It's just, it is the way it is. It snaps back every single time. If you feel or he feels that your vagina's gone looser, which you better not say anything, it's the hammock that has gone looser. It just starts to fall. And so you should do your Kegel muscles, which tightens it, adds blood flow to the area, which makes it easier for you to orgasm. And your orgasms become more intense, but it should be like a regular workout. You shouldn't do it for too long of a time though, because you don't want to tire the muscle out, but 3 to 5 times a week.
okay.
Half an hour. I pop mine in and vacuum my house.
I do mine in the shower.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm doing mine right now.
Oh.
My eyebrows are going up and down.
Yeah. So what I do is I take one of my glass ones, put it in, take my shower in the morning.
Bam, there you go. Part of
Bam.
the routine.
Yeah.
Wow, I
know
like that.
A lot of people are like, well, I can just do them on my own. I don't need anything. And
But
it's
you
like,
forget.
well, it's like, when you do your regular workouts, yeah, you can like power walk all you want, but you got to add some like weights at some point
Yeah.
to develop any type of muscle because your body gets you used to that.
And
So
then
you
you
need to just
start
add
to
more and more.
Add those clinches while you're while you're rocking that cock.
Surprise him. Surprise him, but hopefully it doesn't make you angry.
I like that with your vacuuming. Way to make us vacuum. All right, there's another sex challenge.
Bam.
Kegel ball while you're vacuuming. Next time you vacuum the house,
You
ladies.
should definitely. There's some people like I personally thought, okay, I'm gonna go out and about. I'm gonna do some grocery shopping, have these Kegel balls in. So when I was vacuuming, I had this assumption like I'm not that loose. Like, oh, I'm really tight down there. But yeah, I also had kids, so I popped the first one in. I'm going to vacuum. Fucker popped out, and I was just like, thank God I was not anywhere in public. Because the real question becomes, do you pick the ball up if it falls out?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, mine is glass, so if it
We'd
falls
be like, ting,
out,
ting,
it's
ting,
gonna- that's a whole problem.
That's
right
my
there.
marble. Don't touch it.
Someone's standing there like, Can you imagine that? You're just like checking out the grocery store. They're like, you dropped. I don't know what you dropped,
Let me
but
just
I'm
gather
not going to
my
even
ball
acknowledge.
real quick. Hold on. Sorry.
Just make it a quick, boom, right in the
swipe.
bag. Be
The
like,
kids
"Oh."
aren't around. You're like, oh, the kid dropped that. You're like, oh, shit.
Dropped his marble. Whoopsies.
Or what you could What you could do, because, we're ladies, we have purses. We could just be like, oh, sorry, my kids always put their weird toys in my bag. I don't know.
All right, there's how you save it. But try it first at home.
Save.
While you're doing the...
Does it matter that I don't have children? You're a stranger.
You know nothing.
All right, it's time for our Keeping It Casual swag giveaway. Now, all you have to do to get in on this, it's the last Wednesday of every month, is go to iTunes, rate, and review. So this month it is sponsored by...
DeJa Vu's Adult Emporium.
Yes, thank you, Alicia. So it's going to have a lot of sexy goodies in it.
Yeah.
And Bree has our winner.
All right, so we put everybody who has reviewed into a bag, and we are going to shake it up.
All right.
And it looks like we have Willie Be Good.
Oh, Willie Be Good.
His review is, my wife and I are really enjoying this one. It makes us feel like we are hanging out with them.
Whoa.
Cool.
I mean, could you be more perfect that
Right?
it's him and his wife?
Yes. So you
Oh.
and your wife are going to have better sex in 2019 thanks to DeJa Vu, Alicia, and Keeping It Casual.
And P.S. Alicia just said that she's also gonna stuff some stuff in the January giveaway.
Yes. More better sex, guys.
That's right. It's 2009, or was it 29? I screwed it up. 2019?
More orgasms in 2019.
2 orgasm 19. All right, let's
Anal.
see.
All right.
Anal. Okay, so I have a real anal dilemma. My boyfriend has been wanting some ass play, and I'm wondering where to start. Proper technique for anal beads. Okay, so we'll just start with the first question, then
Okay.
I'll go down to the different ones. Okay, so
She didn't specify if it was anal on him or anal on her.
that's a good point. Prostate, also love that. Chad.
Okay.
He's my little guinea pig. So where to start? I always stress a good lubricant and an anal plug. A lot of people are like, no, man, I'll just use, lubricant. He can slowly make his way in. Little do they know, anal plugs can cut down the whole, a little bit, time in half. So when me and Chad first got together, he used to use the finger technique, stretch me out a little bit, and then he'd go in little bit and little bit. And just that anticipation alone can make your anus just clench up. It can make you clench up. So when you stick an anal plug in, as he's pulling it out, because your sphincter is propped open, that's what it does, is prop your sphincter open. It's almost as easy as him just slipping in.
Oh.
I went a good year or so doing anal sex, the improper way I like to call it, before someone was like, what the hell are you doing? Use a goddamn anal plug. And so I did it, and it makes it so much better. He'll just slip it out, slip right in. Of course, make sure his penis is lubed up. Don't go and dry it, people.
Oh.
But and you know what? It can add to your sex play. So one of the things I did one Valentine's Day was I had an anal plug in. I actually went and got a tattoo. Had this sucker in for 2 to 3 hours. But I came home. It was what are they called? Friday the 13th. So I was like, I'm gonna go get a little tattoo. Had an anal plug in while I was doing that, and then went home with a bottle of whiskey, and we're about to have sex. And I bent over, and it was a bedazzled one too. And it was like bling. he freaking, because he was not expecting it. He freaking loved it. But because I had it in for so long, it relaxes the sphincter and keeps
you
it kind of
were
propped
ready.
open. Yeah, he just slipped right in. So a lot of people seem to think it can be painful. And if it's painful, then you're not doing it right.
So
Wow.
So maybe something like you could put the just for example, you could put the plug in, have vaginal intercourse for a little bit, pull it out, and then have anal sex.
Yep, slip
right?
So you get the plug in while you're fucking.
Yep, you
Yeah.
could do that. You could do it during foreplay as well. Put your plug in, give him a blowjob.
Wow.
Or he can just eat you out and get you nice and relaxed. I always like to say, if you feel tense about it, put your anal plug in and make him give you a nice massage.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Gosh.
yeah. I advocate for it because it's a
So do you promote plugs over beads?
so kind of a different thing. It depends on who you are too. So I personally only like plugs because
Okay.
I don't like the sensation of beads when they're being pulled out. But some people absolutely love it as each ball is being pulled out, the sensation from it. So definitely try it. I tried it. It's just personally it was not something for me.
Oh, okay.
I just loved the plug.
I think there
okay.
might be good for men though.
Yeah, no, definitely. Some
You
men
put one in one of my
absolutely love
Christmas
it.
packages, and
Yes, I did.
I broke them out on a no hand massage.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
I had to use the hands to it, but it was interesting to try them. And
Nice.
yeah, it
Like
was a good time. It was definitely a
Always
good time.
try everything at least
and
once.
that I was not the one getting them. I was using them, and they were fun. They were a well.
Was it enjoyed?
Yes. Big
That's
time.
awesome.
And for the first time, and it was just like, whoa. I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right.
My
We're gonna
boyfriend
try
and I
it.
still haven't had anal sex or anal anything.
Oh
We
my
had accidental anal
goodness.
once, but that was just a
that was a what?
that was just he still feels like shit about it. So I think that's why he doesn't want to have anal sex with me.
Was that like the wrong whole situation?
It was the wrong whole situation, and I started screaming, and it was just
Yeah,
it
those
went all
are definitely
bad.
You wouldn't just jam it in there. That's like prison rape, you know?
No, he didn't. He didn't just. He like kind of eased in, and I was like, "Ruggle, because I wasn't expecting it, and he still feels like shit about it. And like, I probably didn't do the right thing after, because he felt really bad and kept apologizing, and I laughed at him. I laughed. I was like, "I'm not mad. It's fine." And he's like, "I feel so bad," and I just laughed. I was like, "No, it's fine, whatever." And I was like,
You're like me, I'm a laugher too. I'm just like, haha.
I told him, I was like, "Just go clean off and we can finish." And he was like, "No, I'm not. There's no way I can get hard again right now." And I was like, "Oh."
Probably another big warning just for anybody doing anal. Never go from anal back to
No, people don't. Please don't do that.
That is infection if there ever was.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's a
sticking-
bad idea.
Let's just be honest. You're sticking poop in your vagina, guys. I mean, you could douche all you want, but there's still germs back there.
Yeah.
And you just don't want to do that to your vagina. Treat it right.
And I've heard about prepping, and I learned this one from Sex with Emily. She said you do like little water enemas in the shower. If you are planning on having anal sex, don't do it before you've had your morning coffee, and you know, like make sure that you are clean and ready to go, because anything that's backed up in there is gonna.
Very true.
So
You're gonna work
spontaneous
it
anal
out.
sex just does not happen.
Let's not do spontaneous.
Actually, I
anal.
do. Sorry, guys. Well, another thing too, besides just douching, is I don't know if you guys want to get into this.
I mean,
we-
get into it.
Okay, if you guys
People
want.
are going to be like, if I'm going to do this, I need to know all the details.
Yeah.
Okay, some people
That's
are
how
like,
I'm feeling right
Okay,
now. Tell me everything about anal.
Fast forward if you can't handle it.
yeah, because it's about to get into some feces, guys. So I always tell people like you should be eating salads on a regular basis, and this actually came from Chad. He's very much like into health. So poop tells you a lot about your body, and so eating salads keeps it nice and solid, so that when you do go, everything comes out. Now, if you eat like a really crap diet, that's when it leaves pieces behind, and when you have anal sex, that's what comes out. So a lot of people seem to think, okay, when I have anal sex and stuff comes out on him, it means that he's like, I don't know, hidden stuff in there, and it's like, no, actually, he's not. You have your anus, and then there's about 6 inches, and then another sphincter, and then your intestines. So when you get that urge to go, it means that it went from that second sphincter into the 6 inches. And it's kind of like what they call like knocking on the anus door. So when you're having sex, there's nothing in there. There's absolutely nothing in there unless you eat a really bad diet. Then it leaves pieces behind. So like personally for me, and I've seen the results of it, when me and Chad first got together, there was like, before I did the whole douching, there was pieces. I was like, oh my God, this is awkward. And then I started doing research on it. I was like, you know, I'm gonna try this. And I started eating salads the day before, the day of, and it really makes a huge difference. So I don't necessarily even douche anymore. Like as long as you eat like a healthy, clean diet, when you go to have anal sex, you don't have to worry.
All right.
There's like nothing in there.
Well, good. I eat a lot of salads anyway.
I know.
Bam. But I mean, if you're still uncomfortable and it would be like help you feel more comfortable, then I mean, go ahead and douche with lukewarm water.
Yeah.
Don't ever use any type of
Stuff.
Yeah. There's some companies that sell like cherry scented stuff, and it's like don't do that.
No.
Just lukewarm water, guys.
Jeez. Okay.
Wow.
And I do. It's funny because I bring this up now, but like when I am helping people with anal at work, when I'm trying to like show them different stuff, I do bring this very same conversation up every single time. They're just like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, eat a salad, girl.
I am too. I just got school. I figured just like, I'm not eating anything today. I'm doing anal later. It's his birthday.
I haven't had anal a lot in my life, but I would go on like, I would, give myself the enema and go on like this clean, like clear water, clear liquid diet, and then be like, all right, we're ready for it.
Well, let's do it.
Just
And then I'd be starving and be like, let's get it over with. I want you to take me to dinner now.
No, as long as you eat just like a nice clean diet that has like a lot of fiber in it, you're good to go because it just keeps it solid.
Keeps it solid. That is
to
very
know.
interesting.
Right? It's such a weird thing.
Well, you know what? When you're getting into sex, there's sex gets messy, and I think when it comes to anal, it's kind of scary for so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's extremely enjoyable. It's not something all the time, but when I'm ready for it, it's happening, and it's you know, I know mentally when I'm ready for it, you know, but that is really interesting stuff.
And then the next part of it is like proper technique for anal beads. So with those, I mean, all I have to say about anal beads is make sure it has like a stopper at the end and something to like pull it out. But proper techniques. Oh no, girl.
Sex me to the ER. I've seen episodes about
yeah. Oh my God. So
not using anything with
a TV show.
Yeah, like everything you put in the anus has to have an anchor. You can't just put a regular vibrator up.
Your anus will suck it right up.
It will suck it right up.
It's like a vacuum.
Yeah.
And then it goes into
your intestines. You have to go to a doctor and get it removed surgically.
You'll be that person on Sex Sent Me to the ER.
What was that on Vice or HBO? Sounds HBO.
I think it's a whole show though, isn't it?
It is a whole show. I don't know what channel it was on, but I went on a date with a guy who was an actor, who was a reenactor on Sex
Oh
and the
my
City.
God.
And he told me, he's like, yeah, I'm an actor. And I was like, oh, what have you been on? He's like, I've only done a few things. And I was like, oh, okay, what? Like trying to get it out of him. And he was like, I did some reenactments on Sex Sent Me to the ER. And I was like,
tell me everything. I love you.
That is not my boyfriend, by the way.
Oh, okay, never mind. We don't love him. Bye.
That's funny. Oh, God.
Well, it's really just like a sensation play. Some people really love the sensation of each ball coming out. And it just all depends on you if you like that feeling. They also have very different sizes, too. So you can have like really small ones. There's also really big ones. Just depends on you personally. I
Start
always
with the smaller ones.
definitely start with the small ones. I definitely advocate, too, for, I mean, like I've said throughout this whole thing, try everything at least once.
Okay.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
you're in your 90s. You don't want to be like, oh, I should have tried those anal beads.
Third sex challenge of 2019. Try everything in this podcast at least once.
At least once. What's the worst that's going to happen? You don't enjoy it? Well, then move on.
What did he say
Try
in
the next
Sex in the City? I'm trisexual. I'm willing to
I'll
try
anything.
Yeah. Thank you, Sex and the City, for kicking off rabbits. That's
right.
That's all thanks to you.
Oh, that's right. The rabbit.
Yep,
Charlotte
yep.
wouldn't leave her apartment. They're like, you're irresponsible.
Yeah, right.
We thought you could handle it, but
Started
you
the
won't
big
leave the
boom.
house.
Oh my God, you guys remember the episode where she had the magic wand, the Hitachi wand, and she was watching Miranda's baby?
Yeah.
And the vibrating chair went out, and so she put her magic wand under his chair.
Is that the one I have, the pink one?
Oh no, this was like a bigger one. It's like one probably your grandma has.
Oh, like the original magic wand is like
Massive.
massive.
She went to take it back. He's like, well, you probably wore it out. She's like, it wouldn't be the first one.
Yes.
I could quote Sex and the City all day. Don't go
I like
there.
the one where she's like, I told you I'd be masturbating all day long. Don't call me. You've got some stamina, girl. I'm like,
yes.
I think the most I've hit is like 3 times in a day.
Oh, some days he just didn't want to leave, though. I can get it. It's been that way. You're just like,
That was a really good orgasm. Let's go for number 5.
you're almost like, I got to go to work. Can I do it in the car? No, maybe I shouldn't.
That's where the Wii vibe comes in.
That's true. Just control it on your phone, or maybe he can control it. Hopefully you're not driving, though,
Yeah,
when
you're-
he's controlling it. That explained the high rate of accidents going on in Vegas.
Oh, God. Yeah, use caution.
Okay, so another one is safest position for anal.
Ooh.
So that one is very subjective to what makes you feel comfortable. I personally lay on my stomach. I like it that way. It gives him more control and he can see more doing it. But if you're afraid and you want more control over how much is going in and how fast, you can also just have him lay on his back while you go down. There's even like a whole book on different positions you can do for anal, but I mean any position.
See, I've heard the safest is either missionary or like spooning.
Spooning. I've tried missionary, and I feel like I feel like when you're laying down, it's like harder to see and get to your anus unless it's like propping your ass up. Whereas like if you're laying on your stomach, he opens your cheeks and it's kind of just like right there.
So if you did it missionary, you'd have to have like the liberator or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
Okay.
damn, girl, know about your liberators. Thank you for not saying a pillow. Pillows don't work, guys. Stop it.
No, I straight
sink.
up, I'm going for the pro thing. I'm like, you need
Yeah.
the liberator. Get the
Get it.
$200 one.
Yes, it looks like a gamer couch, but it's really for sex.
And get your hand around that thing and guide it in, all right?
Yeah,
Like take
yeah.
control of it. Don't just like wiggle
don't have
down
to-
on
You
it.
don't have
Like,
to lay there and
you
wait for it.
can-
You can.
yeah, he can guide it in, or if you want to take control, you can guide it. I remember that's how I started. I was like, give me that thing. I'll do what I want
I'll
with
show
it.
you.
I will do it.
And then also, can women have anal orgasms? So a lot of people don't realize, I mean, you have a lot of nerve endings in your anus, a lot more than you have in your vagina. Like, you have your clit, you have your G-spot, but the actual vagina itself internally doesn't have as much as your anus does. So when you actually really relax and like start to enjoy anal sex, you can definitely orgasm just from the sensations. Like, I've orgasmed many times from anal sex. It's an awesome orgasm.
I've never had an anal orgasm.
Absolutely, I did. Well, I don't know if it was just an all-around amazing orgasm.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
I mean,
started with some, regular sex, and then it moved into that, and it was just like
great night.
Yeah.
You can also, like, because the wall between your anus and your vagina is actually very thin, he can hit your G-spot from your anus as well.
Really?
Yes, he can.
Woo!
For your non-believer.
Woke up in this motherfucker.
Yes.
I'm gonna text my boyfriend like, hey babe, you know how you said no anal?
Prepare yourself.
We're doing it.
Wow.
So a lot of you non-believers are probably listening like, yeah, sure, whatever. You're just making it up. No. 8 years strong, I've been having anal sex. It started with, actually, the reason why I did it is because I'm one of those women that's just like, ugh, when it comes to my period. I'm like, don't look at it. I don't even want to think about it. So I'm like, if you want sex, you better go in the back.
Yeah.
And that's how it started.
Honestly, that's when it first started for me. And I feel
Oh,
like it was
nice.
an incredible orgasm because I was just, you want to take care of, you're like, well, maybe this is the time to try something else because things are very, I don't know. It's like you're more horny on my period.
Yeah,
I
am too. I am too, but I don't like vaginal sex.
Yeah.
It's just like too wet, too uncomfortable.
Yeah. Messy.
Ugh. I mean, I can't do it like the first 2 or 3 days of my period, but like later on in my period, I'm like, especially if I have really bad cramps, it actually really helps to have
I've
vaginal.
heard that.
Yeah, it really helps me. Like, just get stoned, put down a towel, have sex with my
Nice.
dude,
Yep.
I've never really had a chance to like experience that. I don't get cramps.
No.
Oh, lucky.
No.
I've never gotten cramps. It's just kind of like, surprise, I'm here. Your panties are ruined.
No, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, so I've got a lot.
damn,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
time for
period
bad sex.
sucks. Yeah. Oh.
Wow. I love this conversation. Please keep going. We have some more.
Okay,
I mean,
okay, yeah.
We're almost to an hour in this podcast, but I think we might have to have a little.
Yes, this is going to be a long episode. Who
This
cares?
will be a long episode. We're going to have fun. It's getting so hot in here.
It really is.
It is hot as
Fan it out, girl. Fan it out.
How hot is it in here right now?
I had to take my leather jacket off.
I'm wearing a sweater. I'm about to sit here in my bra.
This one you may like, because you mentioned it earlier, safe ass play for men and women.
Well, I think we just kind of went over
Yeah.
everything.
No,
so
we
I think we did.
anything else you want to add to
Well,
that? Then?
men out there, please play with your prostates. Like, men are so afraid of it because it's that whole like, well, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Like
listen
hashtag no
here.
homo or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, listen, the thing that makes you gay is your love for other men, not anal. That
Yeah.
doesn't make you gay.
Yeah.
It's your attraction to other men. Even that can't make you gay because sometimes you could just be bisexual, love both, you know? So definitely try it. Like, Chad loves it. Chad freaking loves it.
Okay, so how do you find like the prostate for prostate play? Like, is it kind of like the G spot where you're just kind of like,
Very, very much. Yeah, very much like the G spot. It's a walnut sized gland, and when you go in there, you kind of like feel the difference between it and the rest of the anal cavity. And then also he'll feel it too. I mean, for most, the sensation that they feel is kind of like they gotta pee a little. Which, I mean, you're hitting the right
kind
spot.
of like squirting?
Yeah, pretty much. I always tell women with squirting, like, let go. It may feel like you're peeing, but you cannot pee the same time you're having sex. Like, I forget what it's called, but there's something that kind of cuts that off for men and for women, where you can't pee while you're having sex, or men while they're fully erect. I mean, there may be some special ones out there, but for most of us, you can't. So that peeing sensation you're getting is just, you're about to squirt. And for him, it's you hitting his prostate. And the first time you squirt, the first time you orgasms from prostate, it'll feel like peeing. But the more you do it, the more you'll be able to differentiate the sensation between peeing and orgasming from that.
You're right. It does get like it's been a minute since I've dabbled in that, but it does get very wet, like in a weird way. And you're like, whoa, it's just incredible. Like the squirting. It's just like,
God.
A whole
That's my
different
favorite kind of
sensation.
orgasm.
Whole different sensation. But men really should try it. It's actually really good for your health, and that's how I got Chad. Because at first he was even resistant. He's like, oh, I don't know, like, and I'm like, listen, because prostate cancer runs in their family, and I was like, playing with your prostate it won't make it go away. It can't cure it, but it helps. You know, there's carcinogenics that are built up in your prostate. When you play with it, when you milk your prostate, you release them. It makes for a stronger orgasm too. And a lot of people think, like you can actually come from just milking your prostate.
Oh yeah,
without
what's that movie that kind of put that one on that road
Oh,
trip?
a road trip with the guy who plays Stifler.
Yeah.
Sean
So,
William Scott.
I mean, most
Better
guys
make
don't
it
even have
3.
to. Yeah. Some guys don't even get hard. And you can ejaculate when you're not hard from just playing with your prostate, but it's good for your health. It's an amazing orgasm. And yeah, I mean, another thing too, if you're a male listener and you may have this issue, Chad didn't realize it either. He has an enlarged prostate, which this poor man will wake up periodically through the night to pee because he has that tingling feeling. And he'll stand over the toilet for a good like 5 to 10 minutes and dribbles will come out. And what it is your enlarged prostate is blocking. Like it's so large, it's kind of hitting on your bladder, making everything tight in there. So it makes it hard for you to pee. So I was like, listen, prostate cancer runs in your family. You have an enlarged prostate. I'm like, you really just need to try this. And he was like, fine. And so I let him do it on his own first. I was like, here's some, tips, but here, try it on your own. I got him a few toys. And after a good week or so of masturbating with his prostate, he could pee really good. And I saw it too. He was the type of person where like, because we pee in the same bathroom. I'm like, we don't care. Been together for 8 freaking years. Yeah. And he constantly tells me like, I just want to like hit you when I see you peeing. He's like, your stream is so strong. He's like, it's not fair. And his is just like dribbles.
Oh man.
So when he would go on a regular basis and milk himself, he saw a huge improvement. He could just like pee really quickly.
Wow.
And
what toys would you recommend for a man for, if he's trying to learn how to
milk the prostate?
Yeah. Like
so
what toys did you give him?
There's a couple brands that I like for him, that I got him and he actually ended up liking. Went through a whole bunch and yeah, there's a lot on the market, but it has to do with like a certain shape and like I'll bring it back to, doctors making certain ones. So there's this brand called Dr. Joel Kaplan. It's his line of prostate toys and there are a couple that I got for him from that. And he absolutely loved. But then there's also one by the Anaros brand that he absolutely loves as well. And for that one, the difference between the two is one's vibrating, the Dr. Joel Kaplan, and the other one's non-vibrating.
Like a bullet?
No, it's just like, it almost looks like a miniature version of a G-spot toy.
Oh, like the little U-shaped ones, right? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And the shape is so perfect that when you put it in,
and then
like you
vibrates?
flex your Kegel muscles. Some do, some don't. So like his favorite one actually doesn't vibrate. It's the one by Anaros. And it's shaped perfectly. Shaped freaking perfectly.
So is that something you like put the prostate toy in and you said sometimes they don't get hard from that though.
Yeah, no, sometimes they don't have to
Actually,
they could just be milking it and they just come.
That's crazy.
I think there's so many questions about anal, like for like how women can help men, and then how men can make women feel comfortable. So this topic is like
it's a deep one, deep topic.
It is deep.
Falling down the rabbit hole.
Anal goes deep.
Yes.
Well, when I first started having sex, I actually had a gay. I went to performing arts high school, so most of my male friends were gay. So I had a gay man tell me, because I was like, "How do I give a good blowjob?" He said, "Honey, watch gay porn. You'll learn everything you need to know about a blowjob."
Yeah, you can tell the ones that are doing it for money.
And I was
yes,
like,
yes, you can.
I was like, okay. So I remember from watching gay porn for education purposes, like that you would see a lot of guys, like if they were bottomed, not getting hard. So I guess that's kind of where that prostate thing comes in. You can still come from that, I guess. Yeah.
Well, definitely. There's some guys who, what is it called? I think it's called tantric. Some people
yes, tantric sex.
Yes.
I had an ex-boyfriend who thought he was into it, but he didn't do it right, and it was just
oh no.
He was a fucking idiot. Anyway.
Oh, good. It's so funny you bring up the whole blowjob thing because we get people coming all the time and they're just like, okay, I want to give like the most amazing blowjob. How do I do it? And I'm like, well, your first step is to ask your husband or your spouse what they like. Everyone is very, very different. So my Chad had mentioned someone that had given him a blowjob and she was a teeth user. But funny thing, he was like, why would you do that? Like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, this one guy I give a blowjob to loves teeth. And he's like, that's not me. So some people some people have really sensitive heads, so they don't like them being sucked on or they love them being sucked on. Some people just like ramming it down your throat, and that's what gets them off. So I mean, good blowjobs, you gotta just ask them.
Yeah, that's actually true because I had a before I met my boyfriend, and right before I went on my 11-month celibacy streak, my partner at the time, I was always known like I give really good head. That's what everybody's always told me, and I like gave it to him, and he was like, "Man, it's like a 6 out of 10." And
Oh hell no!
Like, oh, what did I do? Oh my god, I'm known for this. I'm supposed to be good at this. And so my boyfriend now, he's like, "No, dude." Like I told him that story, and he was like, "Fuck that guy." He was like, "You have perfected the blowjob," and I was like, "Oh, thank you."
And that's why I like you.
They're in love.
We are. God damn.
They've fallen in love since the start of this podcast.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
true.
they
Like,
just met.
We had just met when this podcast began, and I was dating other people. I had like 2 boyfriends.
What was his nickname? Because I know you had-
Vegas.
Oh, that was him. Okay, so just listening to one where you guys were talking about the brat and the tamer, and you're bringing him up.
Oh, it's come full circle.
I love that.
It has come full circle.
She's blowing his mind, and maybe he'll get some anal.
Yeah. I know.
Maybe you know what's funny is I have a friend in Canada who had met him and we were all hanging out, and he was like, when he thinks you're not paying attention, he looks at you like you invented the blowjob. That's what he said to me. And so I told my boyfriend about it, and he was like, I mean, I don't know if I look at you like you invented it, but you sure have perfected it.
Well done.
Man, I dated a guy who just
proud of you.
didn't like blowjobs.
Oh.
And I mean,
Was it an intimacy thing for him, or
he's a fucking weirdo. Okay, first of all, he didn't want to have anal sex. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I was all like, stick it in. He's like, I don't really want to. I mean, it's kind of too tight. I'm like, shut up. This is when I was 17 too, so I was giving him a blowjob. He never made noises, and I was just like, I've always been extremely open. I grew up in a very open family. I mean, I work with my sister at DeJa Vu Adult Emporium.
Shout out Kayla.
I love you. She's actually at Trans Pride right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's having a lot of fun there. But I was like, listen, like, is there something different you want me doing? Like, he watched a lot of porn at the time. Like, I was 17. He was also 17. I was like, you know, any girl you want me to like reenact? Like, let me know. And he was just like, no, I'm not really feeling it. And I was like, that's not gonna work with me. I enjoy blowjobs.
You're so
like,
breaking up.
Yeah.
pretty much. It only lasted 3 years, and then I met Chad.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually funny when me and Chad were supposed to just be a one-night stand, but then he kept calling.
But yeah, please tell that story is so great.
Oh my god. Okay, so I mean, should I start from like the very beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd broken up with piece of shit loser who didn't like blowjobs.
Or anal. Good Lord.
I know, right? What the hell? So I broke up with him.
Was he asexual?
I'm starting to believe so. Like, he was just kind of weird about it. Like, we had sex, but listen, I went 3 years, guys, having missionary or reverse cowgirl, and that's all he wanted to do.
Wow.
3 years.
And look at you now. You're a damn sex
Freak nasty. When I started working at the store and me and him were still together, I remember one day I came home and he made me feel like shit. Like, because I bring home stuff. Like, we get a lot of free things at the store to try. And he was like, you're like turning into a real fucking weirdo.
Oh.
That's what he said to me.
Kink shamed you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Last episode, Nudia was saying that her boyfriend was very uncomfortable. She's like, I told him like I wanted him to spank me or do something. He's like, you're weird. He told
What
her
the
she's
hell?
Remember, she said,
Yeah.
He told her she was fucking weird. She's like, wow, you
Like,
know,
damn.
If you're somebody
Listen.
that shames you for things that you want and they make you feel uncomfortable, it's not a good sexual match.
No.
No, it's not. And I'm sorry you may think you love them, but there's someone out there who is perfectly matched for you. You just gotta keep looking, girl.
Yeah.
And that's how it was for me when he said that to me. My first thought wasn't like, oh, maybe I am weird. It was like, oh, fuck you. I was like, you're fucking weirdo. Who does like blowjobs, asshole? So like, it was a downhill from there. After that, it went downhill. So we broke up like in February, and I told a girl I was working with, my friend at the time, I was like, okay, girl, I'm ready to get freaking nasty. I want to like fuck a bunch of dudes. And so she's like, I had the perfect guy for you, because her boyfriend at the time was in a band of the gods. And she was like, my boyfriend has a friend, and he's like kind of like a ladies' man. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was just like, because I saw her boyfriend, he wasn't my type. So instantly I thought that maybe his friend would look like him or act like him. I was like, oh, it's not really my type. So I kind of like avoided it for a minute. But then one day, it was the day, July 5th.
Oh, she remembers the exact date.
I remember that
and
because it was the
everything.
day after. I was standing at the main register. So when you first walk in, there's a register and we like greet and card people. So I was standing there and I saw this guy out the door putting his shirt on. Fine ass motherfucker. Ripped ass body. Hairy man. I love hair. Putting his shirt on. And I was just like, what the hell? And so he came and I was like, he looked old enough to be there, but I was like, can I see your ID, sir? And so he came up to the counter. I was just looking. I was like, oh my God, you're so goddamn hot.
You're
and so,
like, take down his information.
right, your address.
Stalk him on it.
I'm going to Facebook stalk you. Actually, no, then it was MySpace. MySpace stalk you.
Yes.
So it was funny because like after I did that, he was like, hey, you know, I'm looking for this girl. Her name is blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shit, you know, she was one of the managers at the time. Mm-hmm. And so she happened to be at the anal wall. So it was like, bam, right over there. You see where all the anal toys is? That's where she's at. And so he goes over there, and when she comes up to me much later after he's left, I'm like, who the fuck is that? Give him my number and tell him he can call me anytime he wants to fuck. And that's what I said to her. I was like, give him my number. And she's like, it's crazy you say that. That's the guy I was going to set you up with months ago. And I was like, fuck. Fuck. I could have been fucking you months ago. So like we met, like he called me a couple of times, and I was so nervous I didn't pick up. And so when I finally picked up, we were on the phone for like over half an hour talking. Aww. And the conversation veered to poop. I don't know why. Wow. And that's when I knew it was meant to be.
Very Chad.
Yeah, right. If you know Chad, you know that that's where he goes. So we started talking. So we set up like a quote unquote date. But I absolutely hate dating. I don't like the whole let's go to the movies.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, okay, let's go to your house. So we got a bottle of vodka, and it was a really long night. I think we had sex for over 12 fucking hours.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
He's reverse whiskey dick. When he gets drunk, he cannot come. So we started, I kid you not, we started around 10 o'clock, and then the sun came up. It was the afternoon, and I finally had to leave around 1 o'clock because I worked that night at 8 p.m. I'm like, okay, you need to take me home. And so we had sex for so long. And yes, this can happen. My vagina was so raw that when I was like feeling down there, I was like, oh, you poor baby. there was like, I'm pretty sure it was my skin. I was like peeling down there. It was like fucking
shaping.
Yes, I was. Always use lube, ladies. I was not using lube. I was using spit. Not a good thing to do.
Shit.
But yeah, he called me that night. He picked me up when I got off at 4 a.m, and that was kind of the end of it. Like
you guys
8
were
years
together.
later. Yeah.
Wow.
2 kids later, marriage. But he had never had a girlfriend before. I was his first girlfriend.
Real girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
let me tell you a story. And then 3 years later, my or Chris is like, "Hey, you want to meet my brother's new girlfriend?" In comes Alicia.
Hello.
Hey, we're family.
Hey, listen, I remember that Chris went and got you from California. I remember hearing about it from Chad. Chad's like, "Yeah, Chris is going out. He's gonna go get this girl." And he had talked about like how, you know, you two had dated before, but then you moved out to Cali. And I was like, oh, that's sad. And he's like, yeah, like this is the one that got away for Chris. And he's like, he's going to go get his true love. And that's what Chad said. Chad was like, he's going to go get his true love. And I was just like, oh my God, how fucking sweet. And I remember you guys pulling up in the U-Haul. You had Gia in the car. And I was like, oh my God, this is her.
Oh God. And you know, I thought the same thing. I was like, Chad has a girlfriend? Like Chad has settled down and has a girlfriend? He was just like, and just the most genuine rock star. I got the lucky. I'm so lucky to have a sister-in-law because the greatest Christmas presents of
thank God we like each other, right? Because some people have in-laws that they don't like at all.
Yeah. I thought there'd be a fun little reveal at the end.
Oh,
like,
that is fun.
I know a lot about my brother-in-law's sex life, but that's okay.
Yes.
That's how the family we are.
You know what?
The brothers are alike in a lot of ways.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with, I mean, like, you guys are sister-in-laws, so it's whatever. It's just, you know, it's not like it's your mom coming to you like, talk to me about yours and Chris's sex life.
Oh my God.
The boys, I mean, we're very open when it's just us.
Yeah.
And it seems like you were raised very sex positive. And
yeah, no, my parents were very open. They all have very dirty minds. It was always like dirty jokes going on all the time, which, you know, I credit to the fact that my mom was a teen mother. She gave birth at 17. And so she was always very much like, this is sex. This is what happens when you have sex.
Yeah.
Be careful. And I didn't have my first kid till I was 25. And I credit my mom to that. Like, thank you, Mom, for being educational, because her parents were not with her. Her parents were very much like, it's behind a door, like, And so she didn't really understand. I know it sounds really weird to some people, but this is like, you know, back in the 80s. Some people don't understand that, like, she didn't understand that pregnancy could happen from it. Like, yeah, we all know that that's what happens, but it was never really forefront in her mind that, yeah, you have sex, you can get pregnant.
Yeah.
So talking to your kids about sex and being open about it is important, and sometimes it's taboo and uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, I grew up in a very like sex open, sex positive household too. Like my mom my parents have been together since my mom was 16.
Same,
Aw.
mine too.
Fairy tale.
Well,
Yeah.
my mom got pregnant at 19, so it was very. I mean, it's not a fairy tale. I mean, yeah, my parents were together, but they were swingers for a while because my mom was so young when they got together that my dad had done his thing when he met my mom, but my mom hadn't. So he was just like,
Props to your dad. They match very sexually.
I mean.
They had a lot
They've
of
been
fun.
together forever, so I guess they do.
A lot of fun.
Now, my dad doesn't know that I know that much about their sex life, but
I don't think any of our parents are listening to the podcast.
no.
so
Well,
I'm
you know what?
happy
My
about
mom
that.
told me she listened to an episode, and I was like, I told you not to listen because you're going to find stuff out that you don't want to know.
Oh no.
I'm gonna tell my mom, guys. Honestly, I'm like, Mom, listen to me. She'd be like, oh my god, you're doing such great things.
I love you. Shout out.
Hi, mommy.
Shout out, April.
She's very much like that. Like, some people be like, oh my god, my daughter works at a sex shop. My mom's like, oh, are you happy? I'm like, yeah. She's like, that's amazing.
Oh, the last time we went to Better Sex Night
Yes.
a few weeks ago when Bree and I went, that was where we went. People thought we were a couple because they kept looking at us. And they're like, when you have your same-sex partners, they're like, when you're doing ladies, when you do it for men, and then they look at me and Bree because it was all couples. They're like, or for your partner, and we're like, and then we're kind of like, wait, we look at each other like,
wait a minute.
do they think we're lesbians? Whatever, we'll go with it. But I told my mom, I said, Mom, so Alicia invited me to the Better Sex Night, and she goes, I told you next time, and I'm like, wait, hold up, I got you, girl. I
little
just
goodie
bring her in the
bag.
room, and I had a little toy prize for her, and she was very excited.
Oh, nice.
So,
Very nice.
And of course, the boy's mom, she's like, "Where's mine?" So,
Hey, listen, if you're listening, Betty, I gave you a bunch of stuff. You better be using it.
Your guys' mother-in-law is so funny to me. She reminds me of my grandma Ellen.
Yeah.
Like, I love her so much. I've only met her at the baby shower, but like,
She's got spunk. She's a
I was
spunky
just
lady.
like, I just want to be your friend.
she's hilarious. She's complete opposite of my mom, so I get both of I have the great balance between the mother-in-laws. I'm so lucky.
Well,
But,
which means your kids are very lucky to have like that
absolutely.
type
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But man, the Better Sex in 2019 episode. Thank you, Alicia, for fucking killing it.
Oh,
we
you're
still
welcome.
have so many questions, but I think we're gonna have to say them for
Yes.
the Keeping It Casual live at DeJa
Yes.
Vu.
Yes.
It's happening. It's going down.
It has to.
We're
a
gonna
lot of
sell
fun.
cheap tickets. Come on down.
Yes.
But
Hopefully, maybe like swag bags or something.
Oh, hell yeah. We
Yes.
can definitely
Yeah.
do that. If you come on down, you can get a nice little goodie from us.
yeah, is there anything
Yes.
you'd like to promote from the store too?
Yeah.
Like anything going on, or just we're inspiring positive sex in 2019.
Oh,
and-
yes, definitely. Well, we definitely want more orgasms in 2019.
Yes.
For everybody, please, more orgasms, people. Start touching yourself more and more.
Yeah.
So in 2019, every month, we're going to start to do a giveaway on our Instagram page. We'll have a link on our Twitter as well. So please do follow. Every single month, we're going to do a giveaway, and it's to promote better sex.
Okay, what is the Instagram?
Instagram is going to be at Adult Emporium LV.
Okay.
Twitter is also at Adult Emporium LV.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so follow that page. And yeah, we'll be posting it every single month, guys. Like and follow, and we also have a Facebook page as well. So yeah, we want people to orgasm more. So we're gonna start giving away some toys for you guys.
I'm
fun
joining and
challenges.
I'm winning them all.
I want to clean the house and vacuum.
Yes. Winning them all.
With
Vacuum ladies, massage ladies.
with my Kegel balls. And like we said, every month we're going to do a Keeping It Casual swag giveaway.
Yes.
All you have to do is rate and review us on iTunes.
Yep.
And we're doing giveaways constantly every month. This month is very special because it's going
Yes.
to have a bunch of sexy goodies.
Yes.
Because we are
excited.
starting the year off right with more
That's right.
orgasms. We're just starting it. Bam.
That's right.
That's how you should. Don't go out and party on New Year's. Go home and masturbate.
Yeah. We're getting
Get to the party. Just go masturbate all night long. for
last challenge,
hours.
masturbate with your partner,
Yeah.
I wanna
Mutual
watch you.
masturbation.
I
shit.
love mutual masturbation. That's one of my
Yes.
favorite things.
It really is fun. That's a good time to spice up that dirty talk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, definitely. If you don't know how to make yourself orgasm, I mean, how's your partner?
How
supposed
are
to?
you supposed to tell them how to make
Yes.
you come?
Ooh, another thing to try, ladies. Just a little
Bring it
side
on.
note.
Bring
Try
it
it.
on.
Try not orgasm. Sorry, try masturbating before sex and orgasming and then having sex.
But
Heightens your senses.
okay, but I have done this before.
Uh-huh.
Too much intense vibrator before sex. You're like, I'm kind of
No, definitely. If you're more clitoral, yeah, it work out really well, but definitely try it and see how it goes for you. I've tried it quite a few times, and it's made the orgasm come quicker during sex. We know sometimes we last too long, ladies. Come on.
Yeah, prime yourself for your man. We can't expect them to be marathons.
Can't say every time though. So if you try it, and you don't like it, not my fault.
I find sometimes like if I squirt, that's it. I'm done. Like that's so intense that it's like it kind of hurts sometimes afterwards.
Yeah.
So just do don't make yourself squirt before you have sex. Just do like a little
tease yourself before.
Yeah. High in the senses.
Alicia, thank you again.
Thank you guys for having me. It was so much fun.
stuff.
We learned so much about each other, guys.
Yes, we did.
And we're gonna plan something fun. We're gonna get to some more of this hot sex talk.
Yes.
Coming up maybe in the spring.
Ooh, perfect
spring.
time.
For birds and the bees.
Yeah.
Ooh, let me tell you about the
Birds and the bees.
All right, so the episode Let's Talk About Sex is a wrap. Wow.
Bye.
Girl, that was fun.
Another fun conversation with you.
Yes, if you have any feedback, email us feedback@keepingitcasualpodcast.com.
My Twitter is Breemixed, BREEMIXED.
And I'm at MJ Radio Diva, any social platform.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Keeping It Casual Podcast. You get to see live videos, silly little photos of us.
All the dumb photos that we talk about. Anything photo-wise we talk about in the episode, it'll be there.
We look forward to hearing from you.
We'll be back with more gossip about nothing and
everything. Bye.